Hi, everybody. Good evening. To everyone here present this evening and to those watching on television or online, I would like to welcome you to CHAPS Candlelight Vigil, a celebration of gifts. I'd like to first offer a special thanks to the guest speakers that are here this evening, to the Journey Center, to the Drop-In Center for hosting us here, the Pathfinders Program for supporting the event, Armstrong Cable, Cobblestone Cottage, Amanda Markham for all her coordination efforts, and everyone who helped make this event happen tonight. As you listen this evening to our speakers, you will likely hear inspiring stories of individual journeys of recovery. These journeys often require perseverance, acceptance, patience, and a great deal of hard work. These are all gifts a person possesses and chooses to use to reach their life goals. You also hear about some of the many gifts our community has to offer. We have a wide array of excellent supports throughout our community and at CHAPS. There are many wonderful partners offering assistance, donations, partnerships, access to housing, education, and job opportunities. And finally, when I think about gifts, I think about the neighbors, the colleagues, the friends and family members who are standing alongside and walking the journey with their loved ones. You are offering compassion, understanding, acceptance, and patience. And most important, you're present and you're there. These gifts you give may not have a price tag. They may not seem like they have a monetary value, but indeed they're priceless. And they can make all the difference in the world. So I'm really excited about our speakers this evening and the wonderful group we have here. And it's my honor to ask Commissioner Eric Henry to come up to the podium now and present a proclamation and share a few words. Eric's been a great supporter of CHAPS, and we so appreciate him. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. Good evening. I think this is working. On behalf of Commissioner Christopher Soff and Commissioner Francis Witherspan, we thank you for the offer and opportunity to come speak for you tonight. I think before I give the proclamation, it's important because people who put this stuff together often don't get the credit they deserve. I think that Crawford County, especially Meadville, we have a tremendous social services network. We have amazing people. Those that are in social services know I don't think you're in it to get rich. I think that you're in it for service, right? And that's what you do for people. And I think it's important that we recognize anyone who works in social services in those networks. Would you just stand for 1 second for me? And so we can just give you a round of applause for everything you do. I appreciate that. And that means every one of you, yes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you all for what you do. I appreciate it. Thank you. Those folks are very important. They're the safety net for some of our most immediate needs of people in our communities, and I can tell you I can call Lynn and text Lynn, and she'll text me back, and she'll at least send me in the right direction if I'm in the wrong direction, which does happen on occasion. So I do appreciate everyone in social services, and CHAPS is a great program, and please continue to grow and continue to take care of all of our residents, and do what you do so well every day. So we appreciate that. So with that being said, I'll read this proclamation for you. Proclamation for Mental Health Week, October 2022. Whereas mental health is critical for our well-being and vitality, as well as that of our families, communities, and businesses, and whereas the President's new Freedom Commission declared that mental disorders and mental health problems affect people of all backgrounds and all stages of life, and no one is immune. And whereas the World Health Organization found that mental health illnesses rank first in terms of causing disability in the United States, and collectively are the most prevalent health problem in America today, more common than cancer, lung, and heart disease combined. Think about that sentence for a minute. That's really important when you think about it. whereas 1 in 10 children has a serious mental health disorder that, if untreated, can lead to school failure, physical illness, substance abuse, and even suicide. And whereas mental health disorders such as schizophrenia, depression, and anxiety disorders are real, common, and treatable illnesses, and whereas the U.S. Surgeon General has found that a range of these mental health treatments of documented efficacy exists for most mental health disorders, and whereas Crawford County has made a commitment to community-based systems of mental health care for all of its residents, and whereas the National Mental Health Association, the National Council for Community Behavioral Health Care, and their national partners observe Mental Health Awareness Week to raise awareness and understanding of mental health and illness. Therefore, the Crawford County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim October 20th through October 27th, 2022, Mental Health Awareness Week. In Crawford County, as the County Commissioners, we also call upon all Crawford County citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health illnesses and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental illnesses. October 20th, 2023, Commissioner Eric Henry. Thank you all for inviting me. I look forward to your program. I'll give it to you, then you can slide it over.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I would now like to introduce our next speaker. She is with Crawford County Human Services. I'm not sure for how many years, and she just recently took on a new position, and so we partner with her. We have partnered with her historically, and we'll look forward to continuing to partner with her. Julie Gonzalez, who is the supervisor of the Blended Case Management Program at Crawford County Human Services. So, Julie?
Those of you who know me know I probably don't need the microphone. I tend to be loud anyway, but so my name is Julie Gonzalez. I am the Blended Case Manager Supervisor for Crawford County Human Services. I have been with the county in general for 10 years. I started off in children and youth for 3.5, was a blended case manager with a lot of people in the community, partnered with CHAPS as a case manager, and then took a break for a year, went upstairs and did some behind the scenes thing to partner some more, and then the opportunity arose to come back down and be the supervisor. So I jumped on it and I took it, and mental health is a passion of mine, and my reasoning for that is the reason I picked my gift. What I chose was actually empathy. It took a long time for me to learn the difference between empathy and sympathy. I always thought that they were similar. However, empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes, whereas sympathy is feeling sorry for them. And being able to feel empathy for the people that I worked with made a major difference. When you're able to be empathetic and put yourself in their shoes, you're able to be more supportive. You're able to hear what they have to say, and you're not making them feel sad or sorry for a position that they're in. And that has tended to open the door to working with our consumers more. And that is something we do strive for at the county as BCMs, is when we work with our consumers, we show them empathy, not sympathy. We want to work alongside you. We want to build you up. We want to build trust, and we want you to know that you are all capable of doing things on your own. If you fall, we'll be right there to lend you a hand. That has helped me in continuing to grow with the county and teaching me that here in Crawford, Pennsylvania, wherever, that unfortunately there's still a stigma on mental health. And there is not a lot of services out there, and we don't get the support that we need. So the empathy has taught me that we have to fight sometimes, and we have to make sure that our voices are heard, and that that's okay, and that we can be a team, and we can show them that while being empathetic, we don't have to feel sorry for ourselves, that we are humans. And that just because we have mental health, it doesn't make us as professionals any different than the people that we work with, or the people that we work with any different than us. We're still human. And sometimes I think that that is lost. Sometimes I think we come as professionals to work with people, and that is a wall that gets put up. And that is something that I know I strive for. My previous supervisor, as Ron Arnold, he strove for it, was to break down those walls and those barriers and work hand in hand with our consumers. And so for me, I want to always be empathetic. I always want to remind myself that through my own mental health journey, those that stood beside me showed me empathy and let me know that it was okay to struggle. And that's what I hope to do with everybody still, is be an ally. So I would have to say that empathy is my biggest gift that I've learned, that I hope to be able to bring out in others. It is in a lot of people, and you do have the capability. So that is something that I am very proud of myself for, I'm proud of my team for, and I hope to continue to grow and continue to support our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie, and we look forward to continuing a long and fruitful partnership together. Yeah. So now I would like to introduce the person who really did most of the work in organizing this event. I think this is her second vigil, right? She was very new last year and jumped right into it, and so she had a little experience and remembered everything, and I forgot everything. But she's our community education and outreach coordinator, and she's also a family peer support specialist, Amanda Markham.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. A couple of other people, agencies I would like to thank that I completely left out of the program, and I feel terrible. The Drop-In Center. So thank you, Lori, and everybody that helped get this together tonight. You guys did wonderful, and it would have been a lot harder if we didn't have you to help out. Second, I want to thank Taylor Wiggins for making these incredible boutonnieres, all homemade, and she pulled together something that I would never have been able to do. Thank you, Taylor. They look amazing. Like, everybody was really impressed. So the first speaker that I'm going to introduce tonight is Mar Harkless. Now, I'm going to let Mar explain what they do, because we'll just say YHDP coordinator. So I'm going to say, come on up, Mar. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I am going to talk to you a little bit about what YHDP is within the area, but first we're going to talk about who I am and why this matters to me, because it ties into that gift aspect as well. So as Amanda said, my name is Mar. I am non-binary and I use they, them pronouns. And when it comes to thinking about a gift, it took me a little while to really put this in perspective. And when I say that, I mean Lynn told me 2 days ago that I was doing this. So bear with me. I think of a gift, I think of a home. And I think about everything that goes into that, beyond the four walls and the roof above you, which is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this YHDP program. To give you a little bit of background, YHDP is Youth Homelessness Demonstration Program. And that gets broken down into 3 separate parts that we're going to dive into a little bit more. The main thing I want you to think about when you think about homelessness as a whole is get that image in your head of the guy on the street with a sign and kick it to the curb. Because that's not necessarily all homelessness is. There's a lot more to it than that. And with this program, we're able to not only help literally homeless Also, those at imminent risk of homelessness, meaning they're getting evicted, they're getting kicked out of the house, and they need somewhere to go. Or those that are just unstably housed. So maybe they're in a living condition that is not safe for them, and we are able to help them with that then. The three parts that this breaks down into is, first of all, host homes. This is what really at the heart of it is the community helping the community. Host homes is a program where anyone over the age of 25 can apply for to be a host. And what that means is that you're willing to take a youth, and when I say youth, we're talking the age range 18 to 24. You'll hear me use that word a lot, and I want you to keep those numbers in your head. So as a host, you are opening your house to allow that youth to live with you temporarily, and as we help them to gain steady housing and stable housing on their own. In doing so, you're not only opening the doors of your home, but your heart of kindness as well. We think about it every day, and we all say, what can I do? How can I help? And that's one of those great ways to actually put it into action. The next step is systems navigation. These don't all have to tie together, but they are intertwined. Systems navigation is helping those youth to access the services in our community. Eric mentioned earlier about how we have really great services in this area. Lynn touched on it as well. But one of the biggest things we run into is, I know this service exists, I don't know how to use it, I don't know what it does, and I don't think it could help me. With the system navigation position, we are able to show how those positions can help, how those services work for you, and help you along the way with it as well. The last part is permanent supportive housing, PSH for short. With that, we are able to help individuals gain stable housing on their own. So this can be an individual unit, which is a 1-bedroom, 1 tenant. This can be a shared living experience with 2 roommates and a 2-bedroom tenant. And this could also be for pregnant or parenting youth as well. At that time, we are able to work with them to find them somewhere to live. And we are able to help with a non-time limited program that provides subsidized housing using a 30% income model, which means we are sitting with them, we're looking at what they're bringing in, and we're helping them to, they only pay 30% of their income towards their housing, which is huge because in that time, we're connecting them with services to help them get on their feet as well. In the entirety, I come back to that home aspect. I think about what a home has always meant to me, and I know when I look back at my younger self, I wish I could go and tell them that there were programs like this one day. I wouldn't have believed it, but I would love to tell myself that because I could have benefited from these myself. And I take a lot of passion every day in helping with this. If you have any questions about any of the programs, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I will gladly share some more. Thank you.
Thank you, Mar. So that really brings to mind our sense of community here in Crawford County. There are a lot of people out there that don't feel like they are involved with any kind of community. And I think that's based on a lot of the stigma that we are faced with every day. People that are afraid to step out and ask for help because of the stigma they might be faced with. And we're kind of here to help break down those barriers that are keeping people from becoming a part of their community or engaging in services that will help them engage in other community resources. So I'm hoping if you know of anybody that could benefit from MAR and the YHDP, please get in touch with us. We do have the information available in the program as well, so don't hesitate to give us a call. Our next speaker is Nate Bierbauer. So come on up, Nate, and welcome to Candlelight Vigil.
Hello. I grew up in a small town in New York, Jamestown, New York, with my 2 sisters and 2 brothers. My father wasn't in the picture due to some charges he'd committed when I was only 6 years old. I was living with my mother and my stepfather up until the age of 15. I was the head of the household even though my mother and stepfather were there. I had done mainly everything. If I didn't do it right, I would get scolded or hit with an object of some sort. My mother was physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive. Some days I wondered if it was even necessary for me to keep dealing with the abuse. I had struggled to fit in while in school. No one wanted to be near the quiet gay kid. I was picked on because of the way I dressed or the way my hair was. On August 25th, 2015, my mother called my grandmother to ask if we could move in for a little while until we found a place to live. Grandma agreed, and we went over to Northeast Pennsylvania. My mother left the next day. I had found a note stating Grandma could take custody, which Grandma was granted in December of 2015. I had started therapy and counseling after a little while, but it didn't seem to help. My mental health started going south. When I was 17, I had charges placed on me for theft. I had been in various placements, including Bethesda, from July of 2017 to February of 2021. In May of 2019, I was just shy of 19 years old when I started going to the Journey Center Clubhouse at CHAPS. I had many breakdowns and emotional outbursts my first 2 years, but I have not had any since. The Journey Center and CHAPS have helped me so much, and I am very grateful for all the things they do for the community. CHAPS has also helped me with finding housing. This February, I became homeless, and with the help of my certified peer specialist, I was able to go into a temporary shelter, and now I live on my own in the CHAPS Men's Lodge. Having a stable housing helped me with finding and maintaining employment in the area. I am currently working full-time and have been able to save up money for a goal of mine, which is to get my license and find a car. Bethesda's independent living program has helped me start up driver's classes in Erie County. One thing I learned from a wonderful lady I work with is, life is too short to be sad. Live it to the fullest. But if I may give you a little piece of advice, it would be one of my favorite quotes, which is, you don't have to wait until life isn't hard anymore until you decide to be happy. Since starting with the Journey Center and utilizing the CHAPS programs, I have found success in my journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. That was very well written and brave. It's not easy standing up here and trying to express something that means a little more to you than any of us could even imagine. So deep, heartfelt thanks for that. You did beautifully. Now, my next speaker is someone who I've known for almost over a year. I would like to introduce Mr. Gerald Franz.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gerald Franz. Thank you for the opportunity to tell you some of the services in Crawford County that have assisted me. A little background. January 2nd, my grandkids came to live with me. I was overwhelmed, to say the least. Changed my whole life. I had to change my employment, housing, everything. Family Services offered a parenting class for free. It was life-changing in itself. Janae down there was just amazing. I learned about gentle parenting, an amazing concept, learning how to expand the way the kids expected to act in school and the verbiage that has to be given in routines. It helps me a lot. During COVID, pre-K shut down because one of the teachers had COVID and came to school without a mask, and so we were stuck about 10 days without anything. I had to stay home with the kids, no vacation, no nothing, no pay. And Family Services came through again. Helped me with the ERAP program, kept us living where we're living, helped me take care of the kids, who are actually right here. Sorry about the noise. The decision by CHAPS to have Amanda Markham follow the kids with me, when my daughter left, she went to New York and I got custody of the kids May 2nd. But Amanda Markham is amazing. She's making sure I'm not missing a program, didn't fall between the cracks or anything like that. She's just she's my rock. She really helps me a lot. A lot of the programs that have helped me is like the law library that a lot of people don't know about. The ladies who volunteer in there, they're very amazing. They've helped me through the custody case several different times. I had to go back. You know, the baby daddy tried to fight for custody, things like that. It's just been a very a hard time this past year. I used to work in the Meadville Medical Center in the emergency department. I requested my hours to be changed so that I could take care of the kids, and that just did not work out in my position. So right now I'm working at Quickfill by the fairgrounds. My boss, Lisa, has been very flexible with me, so if I need to leave for the kids, whatever I got to do, you know, it's the best right now. It's the best I can do moving forward. My best friend, Melissa, who's here, she's helped out with the kids, and she's got 4 kids of her own, and the little one right there, and yet she steps forward and helps me out a lot with everything. It's just been a very trying time, but a lot of different services in Crawford County have helped. The YMCA has helped with their day camp during the summer, helped out with my oldest grandson there. He got to go down there for the summer, and so I could work, so we can keep going. It's just been a lot of experience through Crawford County. A lot of the services have really blessed me and helped me through this to keep the kids and everything while they were gone. One figure a lot of people don't know, in Pennsylvania, 74% of kids are being raised by their grandparents. That's a lot. So there's got to be a lot of services out there, and a lot of them are scared to ask. They don't know about the services. So I had to learn to reach out and say, help. And again, Amanda helped me with that too. That's about all there is, really. Thank you for letting me speak to you tonight about this.
This is the thank you gift. Thank you, Gerald. I did want to share with everyone here, we had is it the 2022 Exceptional Caregiver Award, and I let Gerald know that I did nominate him for the award because watching him get through everything that he has and pushing forward, and he didn't mention that he's also an ex-Marine. And asking for help was probably beyond his scope of, you know, anything in life. Mr. Independent all the way. So reaching out for help was a struggle, but once he started figuring out that it was worth it, and he'll tell you it's all for the kids. So anything to do with them, he's not afraid to ask for help. So thank you, Gerald. And finally, we have Miss Kelsey Kincaid. She is one of our Journey Center Clubhouse employees. So if you don't mind, Miss Kelsey. Thank you.
Hello, thank you all again for being with us tonight. As Amanda said, I am Kelsey. I am a part of the Journey Center Clubhouse here on the 2nd floor. So for tonight, I was tasked to speak about the employment supports that we offer and also the gift of hope that employment can offer in a person's recovery journey. So the Clubhouse model has a unique approach to assisting members with their community-based goals. This uniqueness stems from the Transitional Employment, or TE program, we call it for short. In this program, a partnership between the Clubhouse and an employer in the community is developed. Staff are first on the job site to be trained, and then the job is taken back to the Clubhouse for applicants. Member applicants are chosen for the position by their Clubhouse colleagues based on their desire to work and the identified benefits that being employed would have in their life. Once chosen, staff accompanies the member to their first day of work and commits to providing on-site training until the member is comfortable on their own. But they're not really on their own. The clubhouse and their TE placement manager are always available if needed, even filling in on days that the member may be unable to make it to work. I would like to add here that fill-ins are free of charge to the employer. The position is held by a member for 6 to 9 months. During this time, we're working to identify longer-term employment interests and moving towards permanent employment if desired. When one member leaves the position, another member then rotates in. The supported employment program follows suit in a way, although the member obtains the position through traditional application and interview processes. Training is without staff, and there are no substitutions for absences. If the member chooses to include us in a relationship with their employer, we assist routinely with problem solving and advocacy. The independent employment program is true to its name. While the clubhouse is not involved with the employer, our supports remain available to the member. And now to brag on our Journey Center employment programs, and more importantly, our members. I do have some numbers I would like to share with you. For the year of 2021, 46 Journey Center members were employed, which is about half of our membership, and 28 local businesses employed these members. Our members worked over 26,000 hours and earned over $200,000. Yeah, many kudos to our members and our employers. We are full steam ahead to meet and exceed these numbers for 2022. So now I would like to get to this HOPE thing that can be found in many places, such as CHAPS, the Journey Center, and in employment. The main idea of employment supporting recovery through the clubhouse is that #work works. Feel free to use that on your social media. The idea basically means the following, as stated by our members. Work works for me because it feels good being an employee. I enjoy the customer service and making other people smile. Another said, work works for me because having a job gives some purpose to my days. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something, and it keeps me from isolating. Another says, work works for me because it helped me get comfortable with trying new experiences. Another, work works for me because I learn a lot when I'm working, and it keeps my mind off the negative stuff. Work works for me because it keeps me motivated and keeps me centered. And last, work works for me because I work in a job that is helpful to other people, making me feel helpful. And I could literally go for hours with work works, but those are just a few testimonials to the bigger picture. The intangibles that we all place value on, whether we recognize it or not. A sense of belonging, purpose, and contribution. Connection to others and our community, and self-worth. All of this and much more that build a foundation for hope and for recovery, regardless if you find it in employment or elsewhere. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kelsey. So hopefully everyone kind of got a sense of what our community around here kind of entails. We have the beautiful people in this room right now that just, if the visual I'm seeing from up here is amazing. Like, thank you all for coming, first of all. There's more of a turnout than I was expecting. A lot of faces that I'm glad I'm seeing tonight. I did want to also mention that not only does CHAPS have such a welcoming community and many programs, so drop-in centers open 365 days a year, 364. They're here, and I almost see kind of the same people creating the community that we have around here. It's definitely a welcoming community. for anyone that walks in here. Come in, have a hot cup of coffee, a hot cup of tea, sit down and meet new people, just relax. It's one of my favorite places to go when I'm first coming in because I always stop and grab coffee. And it's free, so that's a big thing for me, especially with wintertime coming. So thank you, Justin. Kenny, you are always providing the support group down here with fresh coffee. I love it. They love it. So some of the other community participation programs, I want to call it. We have the Crawford County Warm Line that for people who don't feel like they belong in any part of community, this is definitely a phone number that you can call and kind of get connected to a community of sorts. For the people who don't have family or friends in the area, it's always available, and we have the magnets for it over on the table with the brochures, but we also have on the backs of the brochure community supports. It's listed down there along with some of the other ones. Crawford County Drug and Alcohol has been a big help. The donations I get from them include like folders and a lot of markers and crayons and things for the family peer support program that you wouldn't believe. So they're always giving to the community, and it helps our program out considerably. Center for Family Services has been a big one. I am so grateful for that piece of our community right now. The precious gifts that we get from them, United Way, Verna's for making the amazing cookies and donuts that they do. I mean, we have quite a bit coming from all points of our community in all different ways. Finding that sense of community is the hard part. Again, so many times people sit alone, and right now we're getting ready to get into the winter months, and that's going to be hard for a lot of people to get out and put themselves out there and connect to community because it's cold, and honestly, a lot of people don't want to go out. I love the winter time. I love the snow, so if you want, just get a hold of me and I'll talk you into coming out. We'll go out and play in the snow. Some of our other programs that we have here at CHAPS to help build a sense of community for individuals, we have in-home supports and we have community supports. So depending on, where you're at, a lot of the programs that the Journey Center has, as Kelsey had mentioned, the TE unit, they also have a lot of the Growing Healthy unit. I mean, the sense of community that each one of the little programs, Growing Healthy is the healthy habits, wellness skills, cooking, gardening, and for me, gardening is very therapeutic, and so is cooking. So you guys bringing together that sense of community is meaningful to a lot of people. Our next one, I would say Pathfinders, and these beautiful people are sitting over here right now, the ones that wanted to come and visit. Thank you guys so much for these beautiful gift bags too, the ones that I have passed out to the speakers. Julie, I will get you yours. The Pathfinders actually helped create the bags, so thank you so much, you guys. We have a lot of other people in our community that help out in so many ways that I can't even say. And it's ranging from like all of our agencies. These are precious gifts. We have churches. I know a lot of my families have reached out for help from churches, and they will pull together so quickly. We have our United Way. We have a lot of the bigger ones, but we also have to think about the sense of community when we are at Diamond Park. I mean, helping out a friend is one thing, but, when you see a stranger, and a lot of times people will pass by and not really even look each other in the eye because there's, that I don't want to say stigma or fear. Everybody's uncomfortable right now. And I just want to encourage everybody, when you're walking down our beautiful streets, walking down Chestnut Street, especially with Christmas time coming, it's going to be beautiful. Diamond Park, when you're walking and you pass by someone, just say hello or give them a smile or any little thing right there it goes a long way, and it will spread. One little smile or one little good morning or hello, how you doing in passing means a lot. And I know it's weird at first. I know a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable doing it, and I'm weird and goofy, and I do it all the time. So people probably look at me like I'm weird or goofy. But I don't mind, because hopefully someday, somewhere, somebody that day felt good because I looked him in the eye and said good morning. So right now, I am going to have our volunteers stand up. We are going to pass out some candles and get started on the vigil. While we are passing out the candles, I'm going to get ready with our little presentation that Kelsey and the Journey Center put together for us. Some of our pictures CHAPS has compiled throughout the year. And then right after that, we can have some cookies and snacks from Verna's. So thank you all for coming, and you are beautiful. Thank you so much, and enjoy the pictures. Okay, so that was beautiful. Thank you again, Journey Center. When we finish, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up now. Thank you again. When we're going to blow out the candles, and we're going to have a spot for everyone to to put them in the back. Justin is standing by, ready to gather. So thank you everyone for coming. Have a blessed rest of your year, and don't forget to participate in this precious gift of a community that we have, and make sure others are participating as well. So thank you very much.